Morning, welcome to my Tireside chat. It is a beautiful December 3rd. It is foggy. It is very foggy. I've got about 1,000 feet maybe of visibility. I mean, it could be worse, but it's pretty foggy. You can kind of see out the window there what we're dealing with. But headed to work. It's Tuesday. We have some new hires at work today. It's a new hire day, yay! Which means that the new hires are in orientation for most of the day. We've already got their accounts set up and their computers set up with their profiles on there and all their email and Teams and blah 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 and all that stuff. And so they have to come in the morning, and usually IT, we meet with them first just to quickly show them how to get onto our Wi-Fi and get into essential things that they'll need on their phone, on their smartphone, which takes 20 minutes or something. And then we have a second meeting with them after lunch where we go through some brief security training and overview and a few other points. So it's we've got the process down, so it's a lot simpler than it used to be. It used to be my old boss, he would go and sit with them. They didn't do the initial setup thing. So much has changed in the almost 2 years that I've been here. In the way that we just do the whole onboarding. And it's changed in a good way. So where now, before my boss would spend like a full hour talking to them. Maybe more. He would just, go on and on. Whereas now, maybe combined all together. Oh, they're doing construction here. It's Operation Cleanup, I see. Hey guys, please don't hit me. I'm gonna carefully go through here. Yeah, they've got the street cleaning crew out doing all the Operation Cleanup, picking up all the trash from the street that people have put out. Anyways, what is this guy doing? Backing up? Can I? Oh my God! Get. Oh! Please tell me. No, they're gonna have to do like a 5-point turn. Okay, yeah, there's some guy in front of me who was like backing out. Oh, I guess he had to back out of his driveway to let his wife leave or something, or vice versa, and then move the other car back into the driveway. That's annoying. Man, I like to complain. Anyway, yeah, so it's new hire day. It's a little bit of a distraction. I have to go in and meet these people and explain things about the IT department, do like an orientation. Sometimes Shaylin usually she'll do that with me. We'll go in together and do it, just to introduce ourselves. But that's not always necessary. It's not really necessary for us both to go do it. It's just a formality, I guess. Anywho, so that's happening today. So where are we? Just an update on that's a good idea, defroster. Maybe I should do that. Update on the house. I took Dean over to the house after work, after dinner with me last night, so that we could, oh my gosh, it's so foggy, and I'm going to turn left. This is dangerous. I gotta back out here. Okay, I'm gonna wait for these guys to go, and then I'm turning. Turning left. on Blackstone. Alright, in the fog. I wonder what the freeway is going to be like. Maybe this isn't the best time for me to make a video. I'm not looking at the screen or anything, but I keep interrupting myself. Anyway, it's fine. So I went back by the house yesterday, last night. Dean, he helped me to go through all the boxes that the garment company brought back, with all it's like blankets and pillows and stuffed animals from the kids' rooms and all sorts of stuff. It was like those 40 boxes, and we went through all of them and set aside stuff that we knew we wanted to get rid of, which was, I filled this car up twice. And since I found out yesterday that, so even though we had, my original plan was, we could take all that stuff that we don't want, and the Operation Cleanup thing is happening in our neighborhood, and we can just put it out on the curb and they'll take it and we won't have to worry about it. It's stuff that we just want to get rid of, because I mean, half of it still kind of smelled like smoke, or it was things that we just didn't need anymore and it didn't want back, and it wasn't expecting to get back, we just wasn't thinking about it. And then, oh, come on. This, you know what's bad? When the person in front of you is getting on the freeway and they're doing 30 miles an hour and they turn their turn signal on. Like, yes, we know you're merging. You don't have to do that. Come on, buddy. Yeah, there you go, buddy. Hey, you made it on the freeway. Good for you. Good job, buddy. Yeah, nobody hit you. It's a good thing you had that turn signal on. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Wasn't sure where you were going. It's my best Bill Burr impression. Yeah. So Dean was a big help last night. We went through all of those boxes, and yeah, so we've got 2 carloads full of stuff that we took back. So I found out, that was the thing. I found out. Let me back up a bit. So the Operation Cleanup thing, every year for the past 4 or 5 years, the city of Fresno sends out a note saying, we're doing Operation Cleanup in your neighborhood on these dates, these specific dates. Like on this date, we're doing Shields to Clinton, Fruit to Palm, which is our neighborhood. And for the past, it used to be when we first moved in, that they would say, oh, that's happening November 29th or whatever. And they would show up on November 29th. And then I think it was like COVID hit and all their staffing got messed up. And man, I'm driving into a cloud right now. I'm not going to show you. I'm going on the 168 or the 180 interchange on 41 South. And it's like, yeah, I'm driving into a cloud. So they would send you that, and since, yeah, I think maybe their staffing, I know they were short-staffed these past few years, and so every year since like 2020, they would send that flyer out saying, oh, it's going to be November 27th or 29th or whatever, and you'd put all your stuff out in the street, and then it would sit there for like 2 weeks or more, because they would just be that late. And eventually, finally, sometimes it would be 2 or 3 weeks, and they'd finally show up. So this year, I think me and all of my neighbors just assumed that they were going to be late again, because they always were. And, you know, maybe they should have included something in the flyer that said, yes, we're aware that we've been late every year for the past 4 years because of staffing issues, but we've resolved that now and we expect to be on time. But they were on time. And I noticed, like, I mean, from what I saw the day before, like only a handful of houses had anything out on the curb. So it caught us completely by surprise. I was not prepared, and I didn't get anything out to the curb. So I was like, oh shoot, now what? I've got all this stuff, and now I'm gonna have to figure out, what are we gonna do? Take it to the dump? Or store. I mean, a lot of it, I didn't even want to donate to a thrift store or the Paparella house because it still kind of smells like smoke or detergent or whatever. But then I found out at the rental house we had the flyer that theirs was today. So yesterday, I was like, oh, good. I'm going to take Dean with me after I get off work and we have dinner, and we'll go over to the house and we'll go through everything. It took us like 2 hours. We went through everything, loaded the car up, and made a run, just dropped stuff off at the curb. Went back again. Dean, yeah, it was great. Man, he's such a good, hardworking kid. But we were going through that stuff, and we still had 15 more boxes to go through or something, and I had the car full. And I just told him, I was like, hey, I'm gonna go run this stuff back to the house. Why don't you stay here and keep working, and then I'll go dump it and I'll come back. I'd come back and he had gone through 6 more boxes, and he'd set them aside and sorted them. He said, Dad, I think these ones are ones that could just go. You can double check it, but I put those over here, and then these ones over here, but I think you need to look through. There might be some stuff in there you want to keep. And I was like, wow, well, good job, Dean. All right. So that was nice. It was a big help. And things coming apart here. And so, yeah, we finished all that, put it up on the curb in front of the house on Clinton, and sure enough, within an hour and a half, all that stuff was gone. And some of it was actually not bad. Some of it, there was so we had a ton of extra sheets, bed sheets, and towels that were older ones that we didn't care about, that were still good. Somebody could totally use those, and they were decent. That were in boxes. And what else was there? Kaya Ray's computer that had tons of smoke in it. I pulled the hard drive out. Well, it was an M.2 drive, and the graphics card, but still probably works. But was I going to keep that? No. It was a nice case. It was white, and it had an actual glass side that came off, and it had a 1,000-watt power supply. I mean, it was a nice computer. And I think it was an 11th gen i7 motherboard with a big fan. I mean, you could overclock the processor. Great. But was I gonna take that all apart and clean it out and then hope that it didn't still smell like smoke? No, not worth the effort. When I can I've got computers, and I bought, after all this happened, we used some of our funds to buy Ray a new laptop because she needs one for school and all sorts of stuff. So we put that out on the curb, and a bunch of other random stuff, and then a few other things that were in the garage that I've been meaning to get rid of for a while. But yeah, it was all gone in an hour and a half, and surprisingly, I saw there was 2 cars of people that got there and were going through it. And the first car took a bunch of stuff, and the second car was these 2 ladies, and they cleaned everything out. And there were 6 or 7 empty boxes left there, and they actually picked up all the little bits of plastic and crap and put them neatly back into the boxes and piled the boxes neatly on the curb and left it there. And I was like, it's like I don't even live in Fresno. People here, usually in the past, they would just obliterate everything and leave crap all over the street, and it would be a horrible, horrible mess. But they did not do that. They were respectful, and I was impressed that they cleaned everything up and stacked it neatly. I mean, it was going to be picked up today and cleaned up anyhow, but still, it was pleasant. I was pleasantly surprised. Otherwise, what else is going on? I've got a meeting with the construction manager today to give him a check for $23,000. He asked if I could pay, because they'd split all the work into 2 separate payments. He'd asked if I could make both payments today, and I told him, no, I can't, because the insurance company hasn't given us all of our money, and it's stupid the way that they did it, and I still think it's stupid. The last time I kind of complained to the insurance adjuster about it, and he explained it away like, oh, this is just the way it's done and you're gonna be fine, blah blah blah. But that was like 3-4 weeks ago, because what they did is they paid us the money that we need. I guess I'm going over here. They paid us the money that we need for the construction, minus $10,000 that they gave us as an advance when this first happened. Within the first couple of days, it's like, oh, we want to give you an advance on your insurance money that you'll ultimately be getting, so that you have money to buy clothes and, you know, food or anything else that you need in the meantime, which makes sense and is great. But then they're withholding that from the construction money that they're giving us instead of the money for our personal property. And then we also, on top of that, had expenses where you could keep receipts for things that you had to buy in the first few weeks of being out of your house. And I submitted that expense report like a month ago, which was thousands of dollars of stuff. And you're supposed to get reimbursed for that. That guy's just going right through that red turn signal. Good for you. In the fog. Anyhow, it's kind of dumb. So I had to tell the construction manager, I was like, they haven't paid me. So like the total is like $42,000. I said, I have 35 right now that I could pay you. And he's like, don't worry about it. Like, if you could just make the first one, it's like 23. And then, you know, as I explained everything, he's like, yeah, they do that. It's stupid. He said, just pay me meet me tomorrow with a check for the first one, and then we'll go from there. And then I immediately called our insurance adjuster again just to ask for an update. And because I had emailed him 2 weeks ago asking him some questions around this stuff, and he still hasn't got back to me. So I called him and left a voicemail. Of course, he didn't answer, and he didn't return my call yesterday. So I also followed up and resent the same email last night with some additional comments. Is that a car? Okay, man, I can't even see. Almost to work. Getting off of 5th Avenue. Jeez, man, it is foggy. Okay, here, I'm gonna, so you can see. Look at this. Here I'm going into Old Town Clovis here. I waited till I pulled off into a residential street to grab my phone. Look at this. Beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Look at this. Look, they got the Christmas stuff up. We came in yesterday to find that they have all the Christmas stuff up in our office. There's the tree and the railings on the stairway. They've got pretend vines or whatever. It's quite nice, and they put like a pine scent in the lobby. It smells like Christmas in the office. They do a really nice job. It's very nice. Oh gosh, and then they put in the break room, there's like the peppermint bark. I guess they get it at Costco, but it's just like the plates of like the solid things of, yeah, it's like dark chocolate and white chocolate, and then like bits of candy cane, and there's 2 big old bowls of that just sitting there in the break room, and the little peppermint chocolate Ghirardelli's squares, just bowls of that stuff, and which, like, peppermint and chocolate, that's like, you know, it's my favorite thing ever. And I'm trying to limit my sugar intake. I started a new adjustment to my diet this week. I'm on top of everything else I've been doing, avoiding certain foods. With my MTHFR deficiency, I read that it's really crucial for me to also have B12 regularly. So I've been taking, I've got little chewable B12 tablets, and I've just been doing like a half of one in the morning and then like another half at lunchtime. And like yesterday and the day before, that worked really well. And I've been really clear. It's been helping a lot between that and then my allergy shots and everything else. I've been feeling, at least so far, I tend to find these kind of solutions like this. I'm like, oh, that's what it was the whole time. That's all I needed. And it works really well for like 3 days. And then somehow I fall back into a slump again, kind of, and I'm like cloudy headed, and I don't know what it was that caused it. And then it's just constant, like, it's like troubleshooting a computer, except it's my body. And you just can't figure it out. The human body is way more complex than a computer. I'll just say that. All right, well, I'm here. I got to get inside and get ready for the new hires. They're going to be here in 30 to 45 minutes. So have a good day, everyone.